What's up, guys? I'm just a gamer, and I'm back with my review of Replaced. For those of you who follow me, you know that I beat this game out like a week back at this point, but I just needed some time to like really gather my thoughts and really talk about the game. Uh, but yeah, overall, I had a really good time with this game. For those of you who don't know, Replaced is an action and adventure game uh, brought to you by Sad Cat Studios and published by Thunderful. It's a very short experience. I want to say 10 hours, really, honestly. I took a little while longer just because I suck at the game for whatever reason. But yeah, it's a very short but very enjoyable experience, and I would recommend it. I think this was a really fun game, and I don't want to go too much into the story aspect of the game, just because I feel like the less you know about the story, the better. Just because learning from like the about the world and the characters through the game itself is actually really enjoyable. And so yeah, I'm not going to go too much into the story side of things. All I'll say is that you play as a character named R.E.A.H, and you're trying to get back to Phoenix City. During the course of the beginning of the game, you know, get you're out of Phoenix City and you're trying to get back in. And yeah, that's all I'll say about that. The game predominantly is very straightforward. It's level based. There's not very that much exploration. You do have a little hub that you return to between levels called Station, and within here there are little side quests you can do. But I will say the side quests are, you know, not really doing anything innovative. In fact, they're a bit lackluster. They're pretty much, hey, talk to this person, then talk to this person, or very simple fetch quests. So they're not that great. They're a bit lackluster. But I will say the stories surrounding, or the stories that the side quests are about, are actually the good thing about them, because they actually do help flesh out like the characters and the world and the goings on, like what people go through here. And I will say that even though the side quests themselves are very, tedious or lackluster, the actual story surrounding the individual side quests are actually very interesting and worth doing just to know the story. And yeah, that's all I'll say about the story of the game, just because again I think less is more. Like, you should go in fresh. But overall, this was a very enjoyable story. I really did like the story. And yeah, let's just go ahead and move on to gameplay. Real quick before I forget, I do want to say that I really love the art style here, and I really love the graphical style. For those of you who may or may not see what's on the screen, you'll notice that this game has a very like old school 8-bit graphic style, and it's actually really beautiful. They did a really good job of like, even though the game is 8-bit, like there's this world. The world is full of just details and little things here and there that just really help flesh the world out and the characters around them. And yeah, I just want to real quick just shout out the art style and the graphical style, because it's really fantastic and very refreshing to see that not everything has to be realistic graphic 3D animation to like look good. This 8-bit style is fantastic, it's amazing, and it's beautiful. I just wanted to get that out real quick before I forget. Gameplay is split between two major components, traversal and combat. Starting with combat, the combat is very much just like the Batman Arkham games, where you use one button to attack. When an enemy has a yellow bar over their head or yellow symbol above their head, you press another button to counter. And if they have a red symbol, it's dodge. And that's pretty much it. That's all there is to the combat of the game. Obviously, you unlock abilities, and there are enemies that later on like give you a variety of things you need to do. But the combat pretty much boils down to attack, counter, and dodge. That's pretty much it. But again, the game is very fun and fluid, and the abilities you gain as you progress do help alleviate some of the tedium, and the enemies themselves do get a little like frenetic and frantic. I got frame trapped a few times where like two different types of attacks were going off at the same time, and I basically had to decide which attack I was gonna get hit by. But that could just be that I suck, honestly. But the combat is really fun, and I really enjoyed it, and it's really a strong suit, like one of the strongest points of this game, because it is just super entertaining. The other part, the traversal, that's where it's a little rough. Uh, there's really not, there's really no easy way to say this, but the traversal kind of sucks. There are some moments where things aren't clearly indicated. You're sometimes trying to like move towards things and you like hit a dead end just because something wasn't really highlighted properly, or you just didn't see that, oh, this was something that was climbable here. And also there are times when like just the traversal itself is very finicky, where I'm jumping off to try to grab a ledge and I miss, which then I jump the same exact jump, the same distance, and I make it. And it's, the traversal is a bit wonky, and I would say is, I wouldn't say the weakest part, but it is a weak point of the gameplay. Not that it's all bad. There are some fun segments here and there, but overall the traversal is not as strong as the combat in the game. And outside of that, there's really not much else to the game besides moving left and right. You do get a few little entertaining abilities later on that help you navigate the world, but they're very small, few in between, and there's not much to them. They're just basically small little mini game. If I would say just one, honestly, just one little small mini game, and yeah, there's not much else to the game. The game is very simple, but I think that's what makes it fun as well. The story is captivating. The gameplay is simple, but it's simple but entertaining and exciting, and overall packaged together with this amazing and beautiful art style and graphical style, this game is a joy, and I would highly recommend it. It was just a fun time, and I really hope this game does well enough that we'll see something more like this. Uh, and yeah, there's not much else to say. I'm just gonna be a little short review for this, just because overall I had a really good time with this game. I would recommend it. Combat's fantastic. Traversal's a bit wonky, kind of sucks. The world itself is amazing and beautiful. The graphical style as well. There are level based. The game is level based with a central hub that you return to. There are a few side quests you can do in that hub, but the side quests themselves aren't really that innovative or interesting. But the stories surrounding them, or the stories they're about, are, and they're worth checking out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are my thoughts. That's my review. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like or comment down below. I'd appreciate any feedback. Subscribe. I stream on both Twitch and YouTube, so if you'd like, you can watch me on Twitch at twitch.tv/justagamerink, all together one word, or you can click link below, or you can watch me right here on YouTube. Just hit that notification bell to know when I go live. But what are your thoughts on R.E.A.C.H? Have you played it? What did you think of the combat? What do you think of the traversal? What do you think of the world, of the graphics? Let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear from you guys. But regardless, thank you for watching, and until next time, take care and have a good game.